Leykis 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money. Just as importantly, we teach women how men think. I am your professor. This is my classroom. Class is in session. This is where we teach the tenets of Leykis 101, my electronic classroom. Wherever you are sitting in class right now. As an electronic classroom, it's a correspondence course of sorts. Many of you write in with your experiences or questions for your professor. By the way, that email address is tom@blowmeuptom.com. tom@blowmeuptom.com, and I do read those even during the show. Ken writes in, it says, "Hello, Tom. I have always found your comments about a woman who gets a cell phone call at dinner from the guy she is going to do later that night after she dumps the guy who is buying her dinner interesting. Though it has never happened to me. Anyway, I was at a party last night and I was talking to a guy who pointed out a woman to me, who he said constantly accepts dates to go out with guys. Then, after dinner, her boyfriend shows up and sticks Poindexter the bill. I must admit I've done that. Shown up, found my girl of the evening there with Poindexter, who was eating dinner with her. She says, "Why don't you sit down with us and have something to eat?" And I say, "Sure." Poindexter never has the balls to say no. Or, "Get out of here, we're busy," or whatever. So I sit down, I order food. Now the three of us sitting there, and there's all these pregnant pauses and stuff. Finally, I get up from the table, and he has to show what a big man he is, so he offers to pay the bill. And then she tells both of us, "Oh, my God, look at the time, gotta go." She leaves, calls me on her cell phone and says, "Where are we going next?" Poindexter, that's what happens. Okay? So Ken says he decided this was not worth the effort, but it is fun, I must say. Michael writes in, it says, "Tom, a big thank you. I divorced my big fat pig of a wife today and met a 110-pound girl who is deeply in love with me. I'm an auto worker here in Detroit, and she doesn't want a dime from me. I would love to blow off work the next time you're in town and shake your hand. Thanks for the help. And you fellas, listen to this. The ATM phone number trick is a godsend." Thanks again, Michael. You know, he's referring to writing your phone number on an ATM receipt with a large bank balance. That is probably not yours. It's one you found in the ATM trash can. Lots of people just toss those receipts. Jack writes in, claiming to be the youngest Leykis 101 student. He says, "I have heard your program with all the small boys who are actively involved in studying Leykis 101. We did that the other day. I have to tell you, I have honestly not laughed that hard for many years. If the Arbitron rating showed the bracket under 18, you'd be surprised. I have forced my two little brothers to sit and listen to your show after they get home from school. Their ages are 8 and 11. And I really hope they're absorbing all they can from you." Me too. 8 and 11. I'm raising America's children, for God's sake. He says, "If it's the only thing I can pass on to them, it will be worth it." Jack. It's Jack writing in there. Ben writes in, it says, "Hello, Dad. I was listening to Leykis 101 on my way home from work. But thanks to your genius, I banged the hell out of an LA-10. You had told the caller that the worst thing to do is compliment a chick at a bar. You instructed listeners to ignore women, and eventually they will approach you. That is exactly what I did last night. I sat at the bar alone, and a complete bombshell sat down next to me. My first instinct was to pick up on her, but then I heard the words of my instructor running through my head, never compliment a girl. So I sat there and didn't say a word. After a couple of minutes, she asked me why I was so quiet. I responded by telling her that I had a lot on my mind and I needed to do some thinking. This intrigued her so much that she started to try to figure out what was wrong with me. I proceeded to make up some lame story about how I was offered a new job with an incredible salary, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to take it since my other job is so great. After chit-chatting about this for a couple of more minutes, I told her that I was going to leave because I left my wallet at home and had no more money for drinks, which was a complete lie. She offered to buy me a drink, and before you know it, we were boozing it up till the bar closed. On the way out of the bar, while she was trying to hail a cab, I offered to drive her home. Once again, I remembered that you have mentioned never to bring a bitch back to your place. So I drove her to her home and banged the hell out of this girl. It was the best night of my life, and I owe it all to you, Professor. Thank you, Ben. Ben, congratulations. You played her like a fiddle. You played her like a goddamn Stradivarius. Love that. Didn't spend any money, lied about how much money he made, didn't talk to her. He did everything right there. Students, he did everything right there. Tim in Oceanside, California writes, I would like to tell you that after listening to your show for about 3 years, I graduated, kicking my bitch of a wife to the curb. Yes, I caught her cheating, and out the friggin' door she went. The best part is the guy who she was with convinced her that he was a self-made man. She, however, didn't realize that meant he built the trailer he lives in Bum Fork, Oklahoma. That lasted about 6 months before she started calling me saying, I want to come home. To which I responded, bitch, you are home. It is my sincere wish that she is currently eating out of a dumpster. Meanwhile, I have received 2 promotions. I am dating 3 different girls, half my age, and loving life. You, Tom, are the man. If I catch you out in the town one of these nights, I am buying you a drink. Or 10. That's Tim in Oceanside. Thank you, Tim. The mail keeps pouring in. The address is tom@blowmeuptom.com. If you want to write in, I'm reading this stuff. Jeff in Reno, Nevada writes that it says, Tom, years ago, I thought about starting a men's movement based on protecting what little leverage we men still have in this world. I thought I was being creative. Then I began listening to your show and realized you've already got this one covered. I know a lot of what you say is meant to be tongue-in-cheek, but there is real honesty in much of what you say. I now let my 12-year-old son listen to you, and sometimes that opens up discussions between us of what he can expect from the coming dating years. I'm amazed at how many women call your show agreeing with what you've had to say. I only wish I'd met some of these women when I was younger. It would have saved me many a headache and worse. Please keep up the good fight. Keep encouraging our young men to protect themselves. Many a woman would ruin a young man's life for some ridiculous fantasy about family. Our boys need to always remember, once you let them loose, a couple of million of your little friends don't belong to you anymore, and your life may no longer be your own. I speak from experience, as many others do. Thanks for your hard work and a great show. That is Jeff in Reno. I'll read one more letter, but we really do have many, and I've read them all. But I don't have time to read every one of them on the air, but you certainly write to me at tom@blowmeuptom.com. I do love reading what you send in. tom@blowmeuptom.com. Mike in Irvine writes, it says, Hi, Tom. Today at work there were 3 instances where Leykis 101 has really opened my eyes. Number 1, tubby female coworkers wearing belly shirts. It's hideous. Number 2, a friend emailed me how he was seeing a single mom stripper. He said the sex was the best he'd ever had, but he cut her loose when she asked him for money for her kids to take them to Disneyland. I told him not to date single moms in the first place. And 3, a female coworker, claiming she doesn't have to lose weight because her husband is the only one that matters, and he likes her the way she is. I explained how ridiculous that sounds unless he is a chubby chaser. If he's not, he doesn't have the balls to tell you to lose weight. Consequently, is probably throwing hundreds away at strip clubs to see hot chicks. That's Mike in Irvine. Plenty of great mail, plenty of great letters, and by the way, this is the classroom to come to if you're looking to avoid commitment, avoid relationships, avoid marriage, avoid wasting time, money, or effort on chicks that are never going to give you what you're there to get, which is a piece of ass. Leykis 101 students get more ass than a toilet seat. If you don't know how to do it, it's time to find out how. Tom Leykis. The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Kevin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I'm okay, Kevin.
I need you to save my nephew's life.
What's the problem?
He's getting married this weekend.
How old is he?
20.
20.
20 years old.
And you spoke to him about this?
Oh, yes.
And what did he say to you?
Well, not really too much of anything, you know. I told him, I said, if you guys are that much in love, man, you want to live together? Live together for a few years. You don't need to jump into this.
Uh-huh.
So we had a bachelor party, and my sons are his best men.
Yeah.
And because I have twin boys.
Mm-hmm.
And we threw a bachelor party for him and stuff, and we had a couple of strippers there. And she got all twisted out of shape that we had strippers there.
Mm-hmm.
And my niece ended up dropping out of the wedding party and stuff, and she called up and said she locked her keys in the car and all this and that, wanted one of us to go get him. We said, we're not coming out there, we've been drinking. And one of the other guys who had already left and stuff, he went out there, and her keys were, in fact, locked in the car, which I'm certain she did about 5-10 minutes before he got there.
Uh-huh.
And he gets the keys out, and he was one of the groomsmen in the wedding party, and she tried to say that, he hit on her and stuff, and now he's not a groomsman in the wedding party anymore. And I mean, the chick's nuts. The chick is nuts.
Really?
I mean...
And you told that to your nephew?
Oh, yeah.
And he had no response to that?
Well, I mean, he's obviously spoken to her about some of these things and stuff, and I mean, somewhere along the line she says, well, I'm just going to go hang myself, and we were basically trying to tell her where a good tree was.
All right, we have Todd on the line here. Let's go to Todd. See what the deal is here. You there, Todd?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm here with your Uncle Kevin.
All righty.
And say hi to him.
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing super. I appreciate it.
Now, Dino told you we're on the air together.
Yes, sir.
And you're cool with that?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, your uncle is telling me a few things about your upcoming wedding. Most specifically, that seems to me your fiancé is a little out of control.
In a sense.
What do you mean, in a sense?
Well, she has her moments, but so does everybody.
Well, no, everybody doesn't have moments like some of those.
Like some of what? What are you referring to?
Kevin, go ahead. Tell him again.
Well, she was the buzzkill on the bachelor party, right?
Right.
And did she threaten to hang herself or something?
No. She...
Clarify. Because I got it like third hand.
Okay.
By the time we went through the girls and everything else and got back to me, it was probably all kinds of distorted.
You could say that.
So she threatened to kill herself?
In a sense, yes.
In a sense. Do you think that's normal?
No.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. You're 20 years old?
Yes, sir.
Why do you need to be married?
It's not a need. It's a want.
Why?
Why not?
Why not is not a reason to do anything. It's why do it. There's nothing in it for you. That's why.
There's happiness.
I
found someone I enjoy spending.
So you're not happy now?
No, I am happy.
So that wouldn't change if you didn't get married, would it?
No, not necessarily.
So what would be the point of getting married?
Legalities? I don't know.
Legalities? What, is it illegal to fornicate in your state?
No, not at all.
Oh, it's California. We fornicate here all the time. So there's no legality involved. You're having sex right now anyway.
Right.
So there's no legality involved. All right, so now let's review. What are the benefits to you, the man, to get married to her?
Happiness.
So, but again, let's repeat. You just said you are happy.
Right.
So why do you need to get married to be happy? You already are happy.
You don't need to, but it's something I want to do.
Why? What for?
What do you mean, what for?
What will it accomplish for you?
No, it's a piece of paper and a ring.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what it is. So why do you need that?
I don't.
Then why do it?
Because it's something I want to do.
Why?
I couldn't tell you.
That's my point. There's no good reason to do it. I mean, you're absolutely right. There is no good reason to do it. And that's the point of us all being here together. Your Uncle Kevin wanted you to know there's no good reason to be doing this. And there's a lot of reasons not to do it.
Okay.
One is that kind of behavior only gets worse.
Mm.
Someone who threatens to kill themselves? Isn't that a big red flag to you?
Yeah.
Somebody who gets in the way of your bachelor party? Theoretically, the only bachelor party you'll ever have?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And, I mean, you're not even old enough to drink legally in a bar, and here you were with the guys having a bachelor party, and she ruined that for you.
Right.
Yeah, and you're okay with that?
No, we talked our issues out and resolved them.
No, but the issue should have been resolved before your bachelor party. She knew you were having it, didn't she?
She had an idea.
She had an idea, or she knew?
She had an idea.
What does that mean?
Meaning, she spoke with my best men who threw the bachelor party for me, and they assured her that there wasn't going to be one. And she went through the day believing that that was the case.
Oh, but you didn't lie to her.
No.
So, therefore, there was no reason for you to have your day ruined, was there?
Right. Yeah.
Plus, they were trying to surprise you.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So how is this your fault?
It's not.
So why should your day be ruined? It was, wasn't it?
In a sense, yeah.
In a sense, or no, not in a sense. It was ruined.
The day can't be ruined. I was with family that I love and care about. We were having a blast, and nothing changed.
And then she tried to ruin your day.
She tried, but it didn't work.
I see. Right, and she threatened to hang herself. Okay.
No. That's getting misconstrued, and I don't want that.
She threatened to kill herself.
Yes.
And you think everybody has days like that where they threaten to kill themselves? That's normal?
No, not at all.
I see. So, but you don't see this as a problem.
No, it threw a red flag up to me.
Yeah. Well, why don't you pay attention to that red flag?
I am.
But you're getting married anyway.
You're right.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with Kevin and his nephew Todd on Leykis 101.
The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
Bet it is at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Leykis 101. All right, we're here with Kevin and Todd. And we're going to take some calls for Todd here because they're pouring in. Steve on the Tom Leykis Show. You're on with Kevin and his nephew Todd. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to tell this guy, like, what a miserable life he's about to embark on. Was he telling you that he listened to the show from before?
Was I?
Yeah, and he...
No, you're talking about... Steve's talking about Todd, I think.
Yeah.
Todd, were you listening to the show earlier, or no, you got the call from Dean, and that's how you got in on this?
Correct.
Okay, so no, Todd did not hear the show.
Well, maybe start turning on the show, because what he's going to find out is that type of woman is just going to take him down for the rest of his life. How long have you been together with your fiancée, wife, girlfriend?
A little less than a year.
A little less than a year, and he's 20.
And he's 20. Well, I'm 22, and the last thing that I would be doing with my life right now is getting married. I'm getting so much tail now right now from, like, doing Leykis 101. And, I own my own business, and, like, I go to school, and I'm having all kinds of sex with random women and stuff, and you're going to be this lockdown guy for the rest of your life at 20. How'd she trap you in less than a year?
I never got trapped. She's not pregnant, nothing like that. It's something that I chose to do myself.
You just
Todd doesn't want to live life, doesn't want to date girls, doesn't want to drink legally in bars and be able to do all the things you can do when you go to bars and drink legally. Todd doesn't need any of that at all. And he'll be married for the next 75 years and never feel like he missed out on anything.
Well, who says I'm going to miss out on any of that? I can still go to bars and drink.
Can you pick up chicks? Can you bang women from other countries, other states? Can you travel on vacation, meet chicks at bars, have experiences like you've never had before? Well, when you're married, you can't.
Right.
And you don't care.
Of course you can't. Of course you can. And he's not going to be able to.
Probably he's got no game. That would be the reason he doesn't feel like he's missing it.
That's why I took the first go.
He's snickering at me now, but if he had game, he wouldn't cash in his chips so early.
Yeah, I mean, are you kidding me? Come on.
By the way, Todd, what university are you attending?
I'm not attending a university.
I'm hardly surprised. What do you mean right now?
What's that?
What do you mean right now?
Right now, as in I was attending a community college.
And why did you stop?
I stopped because I went back to work.
Why?
Right, because you got to get a job to take care of his wife. Because he doesn't have any paychecks that he'll get to be spending on himself anymore, because it's all about her now.
That's right.
And if you don't keep her happy, she's going to kill herself.
Or kill you.
Well, in his defense, he is a firefighter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So where's she from, by the way?
She's from Riverside.
She's from Riverside. And in less than a year, and you're just one of those lucky guys in the whole wide world who's just going to fall in love, get married, and be happy for the rest of your life?
I hope so.
Well, maybe you
By the way,
should try
Brett brings up a very good point. Firefighters get laid constantly by the hottest chicks in the world.
Well,
how many women have you been with, Todd?
I couldn't count. If I had to guess,
oh, that many.
Come on, Todd, don't lie.
Yeah, that many. I'm not lying. I have no need to lie. I don't have to impress anybody.
How many?
Anywhere in the range from 40 to 50 so far.
You've had sex with 40 to 50 women?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I see. And have you achieved your dream in life, Todd?
My dream in life is constantly building.
Well, again, have you achieved it yet?
The goals that I said a year ago, yeah.
Not the goals you said a year ago. The goal you ultimately hope to attain.
The goal I ultimately hope to obtain, I won't know about until I reach it. Well, because I just told you it.
Well, you know, that's not the way it works for most people who are successful. Most people who are successful have an idea in mind of something they want to achieve in life. They set a goal, and then they attain it.
Right.
They do not haphazardly go out there and just do any old thing until they finally reach a goal, because it isn't a goal. A goal is something you set in advance, and then you attain it.
Tom, he can't answer your question, man.
Of course he can't.
Can't answer it.
And you dropped out of school again. Why, Todd? Because you had to get a job. Why? So you could pay for this wedding. Is that right?
No. I dropped out of school before I met her.
Why did you drop out of school?
Because fire season kicked back in, and I went back to work.
All right, so you're going back to school.
Right.
Isn't there fires year-round? What's fire season?
Fire season. I work for the California Department of Forestry. They employ seasonal firefighters for 9 months out of the year. During the winter months, when there aren't that many fires, they lay people off.
Okay, so you got laid off. You didn't just quit work to go to school.
No, I get laid off, go back to school. You gotta know what you're
doing. You don't even know what you're doing if you're working your career. Why are you getting married? You're 20.
I know exactly
because Todd doesn't think he's going to amount to anything. Todd wants his life to be a woman bosses him around, threatens to kill herself, ruins his bachelor party, and ultimately then tells him what to do all the time, gets pregnant as fast as possible, so Todd will constantly be chained to his work and will never get to go back to school or achieve any dreams at all. He'll be stayed frozen in time. He'll stay what he is today. This is as high as he's going to go. And he's happy with that, aren't you, Todd?
Yes.
So you admit that what I just said is all true.
Oh. God.
That you've gone as far as you're going.
No, I haven't gone as far as I'm going.
Where are you going? I want to hear.
Where I'm going is a permanent position in the fire service.
Uh-huh.
But that takes time.
And that's all you have to achieve. Why can't you wait until you achieve that before you get married? Why do you need to be married now? Why now?
It's not a need. It's a want.
Why do you want to get married now? What will you get from doing it?
A piece of paper and a ring.
What do you... There's paper all over the place. Open the mailbox. There's paper in there. Why do you need a piece of paper? A piece of paper that's a contract that says you're going to have to pay for years and years if this doesn't work out. That's what that piece of paper said. Any grown man in the state of California, the state of Washington, can tell you that's a piece of paper that obligates you to pay to get laid in the past. That is what it is. You stand to gain nothing from this. She stands to gain everything. How long is it going to be before she gets knocked up, Todd? A month? A couple of months? How long?
I hope not that soon.
Well, she's going to start pumping them out right away. That's the rush. That's why there's such a rush to get married. You ever wonder why she's in such a rush to get married?
No.
Maybe you should ask her.
It's a good point.
She wants to have babies. Have you discussed this?
The babies, yes.
And you discussed what year that's going to happen?
What year?
Yeah, when is that going to happen?
I told her down the road, which would be 2 to 3.
No. Down the road doesn't mean anything. Down the road could mean a week from now.
Okay, well, I specified 2 to 3 years.
You told her 2 to 3 years, and she agreed to that?
No, she didn't agree. She said, we'll see.
What do you mean? Do you know what we'll see means?
What's that?
Means I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. That's what we'll see means. We'll see is an avoidance technique. To not answer a question. You told her specifically what you want. When she said we'll see, that means maybe it's next week, and you'll have no control over it. That is, believe me, I'm not just doing this to get under your skin. I've been married and divorced 4 times. I've been there. I know how this works. Some of us know more than you do, Todd. I know you think you were born knowing everything. Some of us have been there. Your uncle cares about you. Cared about you enough to call me and ask me to talk to you. Because he knows what the score is, and he knows I know what the score is. You don't know as much as your uncle knows. Would you admit he knows more than you do?
Yes. Yes.
Do you believe that he's concerned about your welfare?
Absolutely.
Is it possible he knows more about this than you do?
Absolutely.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
And so why don't you pay more attention to what he's telling you? You could put this wedding off for a year. What would be the big deal?
Nothing, but...
Well, why not do it?
It's not something I'm willing to do right now.
Why not?
Because that's how she wants
Because she is going to have a conniption. That's why. He's afraid of her. That's what it is.
Because if he puts it off for a year, then she's going to go ballistic.
That's it. I'm leaving. And he's scared to death. He'll never see another piece of ass like that again. And so he's going to just knuckle under.
Probably the best thing that ever happened to him, too.
Well, it would be, but he can't see that now. He'd go crying to Mommy after that happens. That's the kind of person Todd is.
Well, I mean, getting back on what Tom was saying, it's like I'm 20 and I understand this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the same age as you. I've been the same things that you do. I live in Los Angeles. I know exactly the type of girls and exactly what you've been through. And, like, here's a 20-year-old perspective. You know, Tom knows what he's talking about. Your uncle knows what he's talking about. There's people who actually care about you. Don't want to see you go, like, the wrong way with your life, and they're all talking in the best interest of you, and you don't want to listen to them.
Todd, are we just a bunch of idiots who don't know what we're talking about? You're the only one who understands?
No, not at all.
If we all know what we're talking about, and we all agree, Kevin, your uncle, Steve, the caller, and I, if we are all on the same page, we're all saying the same thing. You agree that your uncle knows more than you do and that he really cares about you.
Absolutely.
So then why in the world wouldn't you just wait a while and let things develop for a while?
I don't know.
She's going to get mad. She's going to get mad.
That's right. Isn't that right, Todd? Say it.
Yeah, she would get mad.
That's the reason. See, you're getting married because you are pussy whipped. That is the reason you're getting married. There is no other reason for it. She has pussy whipped you into getting married. She put a gun to your head and you just buckled. Isn't that right, Todd?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the truth comes out. It's not that you're not willing to, or it's what you really want. It's what she really wants, and what she put a gun to your head and made you accept. Isn't it?
But the good news is, man, is you could still change it. It hasn't happened yet. There's no kids. There's no marriage. You could still change it.
Who's that in the background there, by the way? Who is that?
That's her.
That's her. Is that how she talks to you all the time?
No.
Oh, no. Kevin, is that how she talks to him all the time?
I don't believe so. I'm not around her. I'm not around them that much. Because I live in Orange County. They live in Riverside County.
Uh-huh.
Tom, she's one of those girls who just does it between them two. Doesn't let the friends see it. Doesn't let the family see it. Just him.
Right. So she...
No. He brings her around.
She yells like that while you're on the telephone?
No, not always.
Why does she do it now?
Because she has 4 of her friends over and they needed to use the restroom.
Are you in the bathroom? Why are you in the bathroom?
I was.
Why were you in the bathroom?
Because it's a secure
Because you can't
location.
say this stuff in front of her.
Hiding.
Because you're afraid of her. Aren't you?
No.
Oh, why don't you go right out and say this stuff in front of her?
Or have her turn the radio on
Yeah.
in the other room.
Why do you have to have a secure location? Because she's got your balls in a vice. That's why. And you know it. In fact, everybody listening to you knows it right now.
How's that
right?
sound for the rest of your life? The rest of your life. Hiding in the bathroom.
Hiding in the bathroom. Talking quietly, saying, oh no, this is what I really, really want. But I can't let her hear this. Because she might get mad.
Get out of the bathroom, man. Get out of your marriage. Get out of harm's way and go do something different. You know? You have your whole life ahead of you. Whole life ahead of you. Just like me, man. 20 years old. Future's bright. It can be, but I mean, you stay there and you'll be spending the next 20 years of your life hiding in the bathroom. And I'm not about to do that. If that's your idea of a good life, by all means, go for it.
Being pussy whipped. She'll be pregnant by next month. Write it down, Todd.
I'm willing to guess she's not taking any birth control or anything like that.
Is she using birth control there, Todd?
No.
No.
Oh, she's not using any. So, and are you using rubbers?
Nope.
No.
No. So what makes you think she's going to have a baby in 2 to 3 years, Todd?
What's that?
What makes you think she's going to have a baby in 2 to 3 years if you're not using birth control?
It's my choice.
Because you want to have a baby now.
No.
But what do you think is going to happen if neither one of you use birth control? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think happens when people don't use birth control? Why do they call it birth control?
To avoid babies.
Right, and neither one of you is using it. So if you're not going to avoid babies, let's do it logically now. If you're not going to avoid babies, what are you going to do? You're going to have babies, aren't you?
Eventually.
Not eventually. What do you mean eventually? You can have a baby tonight. You can get pregnant tonight. Why do you think it will take 2 to 3 years? It's not like building an office building. You get pregnant one time. You pump 1 million sperm into her. Poof, she's pregnant. How do you think this works? What do you think? It's like a bank? You keep making deposits and eventually you have a withdrawal? It takes one time. Didn't anybody ever teach you the facts of life?
No, they have.
Do you know that she can get pregnant tonight? Do you know that?
Yes, I know that.
And you don't care. Outrageous.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
All women are whores, okay?
No,
and your
I don't
boyfriend, yes, your boyfriend is queer for peer and gay for pay, okay?
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. And Kevin, thank you for bringing Todd on, but Todd backed out off the air. We're trying to call him back, but now we're going right to voicemail, so he's completely backed out of this conversation.
Well, thanks for trying, Professor.
We gave it our best shot, but you see what's going on there. It was worse than you thought, wasn't it?
Well, no, not really. I mean, it's the same type of conversation I've had with him all.
So you knew he was not using any birth control?
Well, no, I didn't know that part.
That is worse than what we'd heard.
Yeah. And I mean, I've constantly told her, don't ever take my nephew's balls and put them in a jar where he can't reach me, because I have some really tall ladders, and I will get them down for him. But, you know,
he's going to have to get burned the hard way, it seems. She will have a baby any month now. She will be pregnant.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
No, that's coming. If she could be pregnant already, for all we know.
You know, well, I mean, I would like him to be able to achieve all the goals that he wants to achieve and everything before he gets into that.
I would love to see that, too.
1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I make 6 figures, and I'm a big guy, but I tell you, when they see the wad, they're all over me.
Which wad is that?
It's the cash wad.
How well hung is your wallet?
It's very well hung.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's Leykis 101. Another hour to go here. Toll free at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.